Hello all, my name is Krishnak and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this particular video, I'm going to talk about the top IDs that you can actually use for machine learning projects. Okay, and this is a very important video for everyone because many people have actually asked me, Krish, which all IDs do you use? That is integrated development environment. And again, guys, the choice is completely dependent on the people to people, some may like some of the IDs, some may not like some of the IDs, But again, in this video, I'll talk about all the amazing IDEs that you can actually use for machine learning projects. And here I'll also show you a sample project which in all we can actually use. Now, understand one thing, guys. If you are planning to create an end-to-end projects where you really want to focus on creating the pipelines, where you want to focus on creating everything, then definitely I would suggest three main IDs. And again, if you just have the Anaconda Navigator over here only, automatically they have integrated it. One is Spider. Spider IDE. So if I really want to show you over here, so this is how a Spider IDE looks like. Here in short, you will be able to write the code. So here one example you can see over here, I have written some kind of code over here. This is the entire project that I was developing before, and over here by this particular project structure, you can see that how beautifully we can actually write the code. Over here you have highlighting options, you have syntax options, syntax checking options, and many more things. Apart from this, on the right hand side, you'll be able to see this is just like your terminal where you can also run the code from here. Okay, and any errors that are coming, you can actually see over here. This is your variable explorer. This is the amazing thing that I like about Spider IDE is that over here, suppose if you have defined some kind of variables, you want to do line by line debugging, everything, what all variables has been stored, what is the value that is present over there, everything can be seen over here. Apart from that, you also have this file structure, and here you have actually the way that you can basically keep your workspace ready or keep the workspace path ready, so that it will actually help you to understand where your files are getting saved. So yes, Spider IDE, I used to use Spider IDE before a lot, but now some more amazing IDs are actually coming. So let me go to the next IDE, which I usually like is PyCharm. Okay, so PyCharm IDE is also very much important, very much good. Many developers, who are actually working on many end-to-end projects in industries and all, they actually use PyCharm IDE. Here you have a lot of options. Here you have a lot of configuration options where you will be able to commit directly into the repositories and everything as such. So this is also an amazing IDE altogether, where you basically can write code, you can basically define your environments, you can actually make sure that you're working in different environments on this. You have an option to navigate between the environments. You have all the different kind of options again. So if you ask me the option whether, Krish, you will go with Spider or PyCharm, then definitely I would say I'll go with PyCharm because it has more functionalities when compared to Spider. But again, Spider is also good. I'm not saying that it is bad, but again, it depends on taste, what people usually likes. Okay, so this is the another IDE that we will basically use. Now, apart from this, one more IDE that I use is basically Visual Studio Code, VS Code. And now this is also an amazing IDE, guys. Remember, before I became a data scientist, I was a software engineer who was actually working on .NET coding, and I usually work on in the Visual Studio, different IDEs I've worked over there, and the experience is quite good. And similarly, this is basically the tool from Microsoft, and here also you can basically write your amazing codes over here. You can actually make sure that, and again, if you really want to work with this, you have a lot of options with respect to extensions also. Probably you want to do a commit in the GitHub, you want to do the commit in Heroku platform, you want to do the commit in different clouds. All those kind of extensions are there, and definitely this is also one of the best IDE. Now if you tell me, Krish, if you have an option to go with PyCharm or VS Code, which will you select? I'll definitely say VS Code because I love the feeling of working over here. It has everything with respect to debugging, with respect to seeing the information in the terminal, and many more information. So that is the reason why I like Visual Studio Code. So if I really want to go and create an end-to-end projects, definitely this three will be my choice, either Spider, PyCharm, and VS Code. Now you may be telling about Krish, if I give you the options out of three, which one will you select? I told you that I'll go with VS Code, but it is not like that. Also, I may sometimes use Spider. It again depends on the mood. It depends on the other things itself. But for quick POCs, I usually select Spider. I try to do it as quick as possible. Okay. Now, apart from this, I'll also try to call about, like, many of times, you'll be using cloud services also basically to develop machine learning projects and all. So for that particular case, we can actually also go with Jupyter Notebook. Okay, like Jupyter Notebook is also there. It's a very, very amazing notebook altogether, right? Most of the time, all the EDA work regarding a project, I usually use Jupyter Notebook to perform. Apart from that, I also have something like Jupyter Lab. Okay, so these two are also amazing IDs which you can use for teaching purpose. Many people uses Jupyter Notebook because they will be able to create materials over there. They'll be able to put up different types of contents over here. Similarly, the case with the Jupyter Lab. Now, if I talk about AWS SageMaker, some of the cloud services where they provide machine learning services, they internally use Jupyter Notebook, and from here also you'll be able to do the deployment, right? So again, considering Jupyter Notebook and Jupyter Lab will be my some of the choice if I really want to do quick POCs and EDA part. Definitely EDA, I'll definitely go with this because here I'll be able to see the data very much clearly. I'll also be able to teach people from this very much clearly. So yes, these are my top 5 IDs that I really wanted to discuss. Again, in the number 1, I'll select VS Code, the second PyCharm, third Spider, and the fourth and fifth, if I really want to work in any of the cloud services, that is Jupyter Notebook and Jupyter Lab. So I hope you like this particular video. Please do subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you and all. Bye bye.